Hi guys, it's Nick here, and today I'm making this video as part of Scope's End the Awkward campaign. I'm not being paid to do this. Scope just asked me if I wanted to contribute a video to this, and I said that I would very much like to. I will put links to everything that you need to note down in the description box, but if you don't know, Scope is a charity that helps disabled people, and they currently have a campaign online called End the Awkward, in which they are asking disabled people to talk about awkward conversations and awkward moments that they've had because of their disability, so that we can all talk about why these things were awkward and ways that we can all work together to try and make people more understanding of these situations and make them less awkward in the first place. So Scope asked me to do this video a little while ago, and it took me a while to get around to it because I really wasn't sure what I wanted to talk about, because I don't often have too many awkward moments in my life, thankfully. I'm really lucky. But the occasion I realised that I have most of my awkward moments is when children ask me questions in the street about my disability, who don't know me and things like that. And it's not awkward because these children ask me questions, because I never ever mind anybody asking a question as long as they're polite about it, and I will always answer. But the way that it's awkward is that the parent or the carer or the adult who is with the child will often try and usher them away and tell them not to ask these questions and take them by the hand and try and drag them off because they're embarrassed and they're awkward that these children, their child, have actually asked me this question, and it makes them really embarrassed, which in turn makes me feel really awkward because I would at least answer the question if that grown-up gave me the chance to answer it before they took the child away. So often in this kind of situation I will actually say, no, please stop, and then I sort of answer the question anyway, or I'll just say no, it's okay. And if it's because I walk with a bright blue walking frame, or I use a wheelchair, and so I will actually say, oh, I have this walking frame or I have this wheelchair because I've got poorly legs. And then sometimes they'll ask me why I have poorly legs. I have cerebral palsy, and I just sort of try and explain it. Depending on how old the child is, I will try and explain it in the best way possible. Sometimes it's slightly different, and I will hear a child ask their parent rather than me why I've got my walking frame, and I hear the parent usually say because she's got poorly legs or to help her walk or something, and I'll always look over to the adult and give them a smile just so they know that, you know, I'm happy for them to be having this conversation with their child about me and things like that, because that way I'm acknowledging with them that I agree with what they're doing. Whether that makes any difference to them or not, I don't know. It's just something that I like to do because it seems polite from my point of view. I try and also make the child feel quite included as well, so I give my walking frame, for reasons I don't really know, I just like to give my walking frames a name, and my current walking frame I've called Martha. So whenever a child starts asking me questions about Martha, I'll then ask them and say, she's got a special name, what do you think it is? And I'll ask them to try and guess, and sometimes they'll guess and sometimes they won't, but they always laugh when they find out she's called Martha and they ask me why I picked that name, and then we have a discussion about that, and I just like to have that discussion and make children feel included. And you know, sometimes the parents might then be okay to ask me questions and stuff like that. So yeah, that is my question for End the Awkward, is to please allow children to ask questions. Teach them that they have to be polite, and that if a person doesn't want to answer, then that's okay. But the majority of disabled people I know are perfectly fine with answering questions, especially those asked by children, because a lot of people I know feel it's important to get children talking about these things and to learn that it's not something to be afraid to talk about or ask about. So yeah, that's my video. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up. I will see you again very soon. Bye!